Hi, Anita here. Should prostitution be legal? Are the laws and restrictions designed solely to punish the prostitute and ignore the role of the client? An article by Robert Weitzer, Prostitution, Facts and Fictions, published by the American Sociological Association in 2007, paints a broad spectrum of salient opinions backed by factual, logistical information regarding this morally and socially challenging issue. The examination of prostitution and the lifestyles that such behaviors generates falls within the social science discipline of cultural anthropology. Well placed when you explore the definition of anthropology, science of mankind, taking into account the length of time physical study, social and moral issues have in common. Initially, my personal opinion and views regarding this issue was that prostitution is a private business arrangement, a consensual agreement confirmed by the exchange of payment for a service. The conclusion that can be drawn regarding the world's oldest profession is that it's more than just a moral issue. There are complex reasons for prostitution to exist. One of the main focus would be economics. The first argument supports the thesis that prostitution is a victimless crime and should not be criminalized. It's argued that the act itself is a personal business arrangement, such as what my feelings are. Studies reveal that a large percentage of prostitutes come from dysfunctional families or backgrounds. Another motivating factor is the lack of education, job skills, and desire to become self-sustaining, and the overwhelming urge to escape poverty. The levels of social classes of the participants in the world's oldest profession define the many options available to this consideration of its celebrants. Some also equate a class structure within the industry. In the article by Mr. Weitzer, he defines these levels of class within the sex industry as street talent, escorts, call girls, brothels, strip clubs, phone sex, pornography, and trafficking. Mr. Weitzer also presents viable evidence confirming that legally removing the negative stigma from prostitution being labeled as a criminal behavior proves that a viable cohesion can exist between prostitution, financial gain, and the law. Fact. In 1949, the UN adopted a resolution to decriminalize prostitution, and it was ratified by 50 countries. That proves that opinions and laws keep vacillating according to the dominant social, cultural, and political culture stages of tolerance during various periods of our times in history. The second argument that supports the thesis is a focus on the negative behavior surrounding the sex-for-pay industry, and that is trafficking and the sexual exploitation of children. The article Sex from Human Intimacy to Sexual Labor appeared in the Coalition Against Trafficking of Women, Asia Pacific. The author, Celia Hoffman, focuses on the degrading of social, economical, and political issues surrounding prostitution. This argument focuses on the blatant amount of women's and human rights that are being violated, stating that these offenses should have precedence over the political and economic gains derived from the legalization of prostitution. Another feature on CNN deglamorizes the lifestyle by stressing the exposure to violence, unwanted pregnancies, scathing social rejections, STD, and AIDS. In conclusion, after a thorough examination of the excellent and informative resources on this controversial subject, my position has not changed. I draw a clear distinction between coerced into doing something and being exploited by violence. Reviewing both sides of the issue afforded me the opportunity to examine my own personal moral code and the right to define it for myself. I found nothing that would cause me to question any of the information on both sides of this issue and have to embrace all of it as valid. In conclusion, my own personal interactions with individuals involved in prostitution provided first-hand experience for me to reflect upon what I know, and that is a lot of the negative concerns are not representative of the average experiences of those in the sex industry. And quite frankly, a lot of negative things are very rarely happen. There is a high rate of success when talents escape public exposure and stigmatic labeling. In critical thinking, we are encouraged to be open to all aspects of our argument and its issues. That freedom found comfort and companionship in my knowledge on this subject. Do bumps in the road exist? Certainly. However, I continue to support the position that prostitution should be legalized. Thank you.